Hi, my name is Margaret Applin, and I'm a fiber artist from Massachusetts. I'm here today to show you how I create mini canvas Thermofax screens for surface design. One of my favorite tools to use in my artwork are Thermofax screens, and through experimentation in designing imagery for my screens, I developed what I like to call a mini canvas print. Now, these screen prints are different from my standard screen prints in that I'm actually printing a negative rather than a positive format. And the resulting image is actually an image that, once dry, that can be further painted, stitched, or embellished. And these screen prints are very versatile. They can be printed to both fabric and paper. So today I'm going to walk you through my process and how I create my mini canvas Thermofax screens from start to finish. In Chapter 2, we will be creating our base imagery. And the materials that we will need to do that include white cardstock, watercolor paper, black acrylic paint, and I like to use a heavy body acrylic paint, a variety of brushes, some Sharpie markers in both a fine and an ultrafine point, as well as some tracing paper, and our choice of imagery that we're going to use to create our designs for our Thermofax screens. In Chapter 3, we will be transferring our images to the computer into Photoshop Elements, transitioning our images into brushes, and creating our layouts with those brushes to create our Thermofax screen layouts. And then finally in Chapter 4, the best part, we will be printing our Thermofax screens to fabric and paper. So you want to have a variety of fabric pieces, which can be prints or solids. Some paper, I've got some journal pages that I'll be printing too. And you'll want some white cotton batting to lay down on your work surface to create a little bit of a cushion. We'll be screen printing with white heavy body acrylic paint. You'll need your Thermofax screens, a selection of squeegees in different sizes. And to further build out the surface of our mini canvas screen prints, we're going to be using a variety of colorizing tools. We've got some Derwent Inktense blocks, as well as some Caran d'Ache Neocolor water-soluble wax pastels, and some Copic markers, gray Copic markers to add a little bit of shadowing. Additionally, you'll want to have some colored craft acrylic paints, as well as some Mod Podge, some matte medium, and some gesso. And additionally, you could have some embroidery floss to do some hand stitching or some beading or additional scrap fabric pieces in order to build out your collages. We will be discussing stitch and collaging on top of our painted canvases as well. So let's get started. In this chapter, we will be creating our base imagery. We need to start with two elements in order to create our mini canvas Thermofax screens. The first element is a solid shape for the background. Now, as you can see here from my sample, this is the solid shape behind our line drawing images, and this is what we're going to start to create first. I've got a variety of brushes and a variety of paper to create our images on, and the paint I'm using is a Liquitex heavy body acrylic paint because it's going to spread better on the paper. Now, a little word about brushes. Different edges of your brushes will create different looks on your images. So here you can see I've got a few samples of images that I've used to create mini canvas Thermofax screens. And I really like to create some grungy edges because I think when you look at the finished product, that little distressed edge gives a lot more interest to your print. And additionally, I want to talk a little bit about the paper that we're going to be using. You have some white cardstock and some watercolor paper. Now, the white cardstock is a paper that has a smooth finish to it, and your watercolor paper is usually highly textured. This is going to make a difference in how that paint appears on the edge of your images. And you can see here, this texture is actually creating a little pattern at the edge of this design here, whereas on the cardstock you have a much smoother line. So this is all personal preference, what works for you and the look that you want to achieve from it.